No, you don't come back in here until you've apologized to every person in this room, because you just exercised a freedom that none of these people of color have. When these people of color get tired of racism, they can't just walk out, because there's no place in this country where they aren't going to be exposed to racism. They can't even stay in their own homes and not be exposed to racism if they turn on the television. But you, as a white female, when you get tired of being judged and treated unfairly on the basis of your eye color, you can walk out that door, and you know it won't happen out there. You exercised a freedom they don't have. If you're going to be in here, you're going to apologize to every black person in this room. And do it now.
I'm
and
sorry.
The Latinos, every person of color.
Racism, this country.
Bullshit! No, you're not going to say, I'm sorry there's racism. You're going to apologize for what you just did.
I will not apologize because it is not a matter of race always.
Out. Out. Now, is she choosing to leave?
Yes.
Yes. She could apologize and stay.
I won't play the wrong game anymore.
It ain't gonna hurt her. It's not gonna hurt her to apologize.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
What's going on in this room alone? Once she leaves it, that's it. It's over with.
Okay? That ain't gonna hurt her. Is it gonna hurt her?
She, according to her action, it's killing her.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching me from. Welcome back to my YouTube space, and I love you so much. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for being here. If you are a new subscriber, please don't forget to subscribe on this YouTube channel so that you can be the first one to get videos while I upload. Now, the video I'm going to react on is very interesting. I know you've come across this video of Jane Elliott doing experiment of blue eyes, and I know you've come across a video of Jane Elliott making a lady here, who is a white lady, crying.
You're doing it again.
I don't care.
You're doing it again.
It's wrong.
You're doing it again.
Persecuted her for standing out.
You're doing it again.
Persecuted him for standing out. The only change that ever happens is when people stand out, and I haven't sat back too.
That's the video I'm going to react today because it has taught me a lot. I have watched it a number of times, and I decided let me talk about it because we need to talk about it. If you are in a situation where you're pressured on something you have never been on it, if you are in a situation where you find yourself on a position that you have never been before, it hurts so much. But if you are in a position where you are doing that thing to other people, it doesn't hurt. You see it's okay. You see it's a joke. And that's what is happening around black and white people, racism and discrimination and everything. Now, the video I'm going to react is this video of Jane Elliott talking about or experimenting about how black people feel while they are being treated differently, or how people of color feel when they are being treated differently. I want you to watch this video. It's so emotional and so educative. Let's watch it and then we'll come back again and talk about it.
I am here because I have been asked to do an exercise in discrimination based on eye color. Now, the purpose of this exercise is to give these nice, blue-eyed white kids the opportunity to spend about 1.5 hours to 2 hours on the receiving end of the treatment which we mete out to people of color on a daily basis in this country. We're going to bring these people in here. You're going to treat them as though they're inferior, because they are inferior. Everybody understand that? They're not going to learn because they can't learn, and because we're going to set it up so they can't learn. And if they succeed, who has failed? We have. Do you people want to fail? No. If they get power, who loses power? We do. Do you want to lose power? No. We're going to accuse them of not being as smart as we are. We're going to accuse them of not being as clean as we are. We're going to lower our expectations for them. We're going to force them to live down to our expectations of them. And when they do, we're going to blame their inability to perform on the color of their eyes. We're going to call these males boy. You're not going to use their given name. You're going to call them boy. Or you're going to call them bluey. Or you're going to call them fool. We are going to give them no respect. How many of you have friends in that group? Let me put it this way. How many of you used to have friends in that group? Because some of these people are going to leave here very angry, because they choose to be angry. And if they say to you, that made me mad, and I'll never forgive you for that, you need to say to them, you had it for 2.5 hours one day. One day in your life, you had it for 2.5 hours, and you're still angry about it. How often? How often have you been discriminated against on the basis of the color of your skin? Number of days? More than once in your lifetime?
Oh, yeah.
More than 2.5 hours in your lifetime?
Since the day I was born.
Today we're going to take away these people's freedom to be ignorant. I want you to understand how the system works. And believe me, this is how the system works.
A few moments later.
Watch them. Look at them. Should we just sit anywhere? Should we just sit anywhere? If you came into a room in which the chairs were arranged in this way, and the brown-eyed people were sitting in these chairs in this way, and nobody was sitting in the chairs in the middle, where would you sit? In the middle. That would make sense to me. Would it make sense to you? Where are you going? Get in the blue-eyed section. The blue-eyed section is in the middle of the room. Get there. You're a non-brown? As far as I'm concerned, you're a bluey. Now, is this one giggling? What do you know about him? It's because he's ignorant. What else do you know about him? He's in his a child's ego state, isn't he? Get up here and sit down on the floor. You too, get up here and sit down on the floor. What are you two going to do? That's right. They're waiting for someone to take care of them. They're in their child ego state. What are you going to do? What do you do? What do you say when you walk in front of someone?
Excuse me.
Try it.
Okay. Excuse me.
Certainly.
Thank you.
Now, while I've been talking, some of you have been sitting there reading the signs. I'm not going to put up with that any longer. So you in the back row, stand up and read the first sign on that wall back there.
Only brown eyes need apply.
Read it so we can hear you.
Only brown eyes need apply.
Next.
Blue eyes.
Stand up and read the next sign. Oh, watch this one. Watch this one, kids. Watch this. Sit down again and then stand up for us. Stand up. That's better. Now, read the next sign.
Blue eyes shouldn't hold political office.
Next.
Why can't a blue eye be more like a brown?
Read it again. Get it right this time.
Why can't a blue eye be more like a brown?
Read it again. Get it right this time. Pronounce each one of those words correctly as they're written.
Why can't a blue eye be more like a brown?
What's the word in front of blue?
A.
That's the letter A. What word is that? Read it over and get it right.
Why can't a blue eye be more like a brown?
Now, practice one more time.
Why can't a blue eye be more like a brown?
Next.
Louis, don't let
Oh,
the
look at
sun
this.
go.
Did I tell you it was fun to watch blue-eyed people? Next.
I'm not prejudiced. Some of my best friends are blue-eyed.
How many of you have ever heard that one before in another form? Oh, yes. Favorite claim of liberals, right? I'm not prejudiced. Some of my best friends are black. Has any person ever said to you, any good liberal person ever said to you, when I see you, I don't see you black?
Every day.
Every damn day. How many of you have had that experience? When I see you, I don't see you black. And what do you say to them when they say that?
But I am.
But I am. And then what do they say?
They say, but I don't see color.
I don't see color. How many of you think they do see color? Well, people, if they didn't see color, they wouldn't say, when I see you, I don't see you black, because they wouldn't see black, would they? So you immediately know that they're lying, don't you? Yes. Yeah, they are lying. They're saying, I don't see your color. Do you know the physical aspects of the listening skills?
Afraid not.
You're afraid not? What about you?
Definitely not.
Definitely not. What about you?
A bit.
A bit?
Yes.
A bit?
Yes.
Well, tell me what the bit is that you know.
The bit that I know is that you stand up straight, you look at the person who's speaking, and you pay attention to what they're saying.
What if you're sitting down?
I am sitting down. Yes.
Then you can't listen, right?
No, you can listen by sitting down.
Oh, you just said you stand up straight?
I said you sit up straight.
Did she say you sit up straight, or did she say you stand up straight? Is this a universal problem with blue-eyed people? You have a paper and pencil with you?
No.
Do you?
Over in my bag, maybe.
Over in your bag?
Yes.
Why is it in your bag?
Because that's where I keep it.
That's where you keep it.
When I'm
Why
not
did you put
using
your
it.
paper and pencil over there?
Because I did not know when I was going to be needing it.
You came to a learning experience, right?
Yes.
Did you ever go to a learning experience before?
Yes.
Did you ever take notes?
Yes.
What did you use?
I used a paper and pencil.
Paper and pencil. And did you keep it with you so that you could take notes?
Yes.
Yes. Why didn't you do that this time?
Because I was not planning on taking notes.
You weren't planning on taking notes? You
No.
think you can remember everything that's going to be done in here and said in here?
Not word for word.
Not word for word, so what should you have done?
I
Probably, she's going to say, I probably should have done it right. What should you have done?
should have brought my paper and pencil over here and kept it with me
That's
the entire
right.
time.
That's right. You're acting angry.
I am angry.
What are you angry about?
I'm angry that you're yelling at me.
Do you hear me yelling? This is yelling! Have I done that yet?
Okay, you're using a stern voice and
Are
it's making me
you,
angry.
are you defining me?
No, I am not defining
Is she
you.
defining me? Does she say I'm yelling when I'm not? Perception is everything. Do you feel like I'm yelling at you?
Yes.
Yes, why?
Because you're using a stern voice.
A stern... Honey, it isn't my fault you're stupid.
Would you like me
Now,
to go
you-
get my paper and pencil?
I wouldn't like you in any way, shape, or form.
Okay, then that's fine.
Let's get that understood here.
Okay.
This isn't a matter of whether I like you or not. Repeat after me. One hen.
One hand.
One hen, two... Not hand. Hen. 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 Lays eggs. One hen.
One hen.
One hen, two ducks.
One hen, two ducks.
One hen, two ducks, three squawking geese.
One hen, two ducks, three squawking geese.
One hen, two ducks, three squawking geese, four limerick oysters.
One hen, two ducks, three squawking geese, four Hemerick oysters.
Hemerick oysters?
I'm sorry.
Limerick oysters.
Limerick oysters.
One hen, two ducks, three squawking geese, four limerick oysters, five corpulent porpoises. You can remember everything, honey.
No,
This
I
isn't
can't.
hard for you. Go for it.
One hen, two ducks, three squawking geese, four Limerick oysters, five, I forget the other one. Sorry.
So maybe you would have been better off if you could have taken notes for this, right?
I do not find the need to take notes for that.
I'm going to ask you to remember this for the rest of this time. Next one. 6 pairs of Darnell Varsies tweezers. Start with 1.
One hen, two ducks, three squawking geese, four Limerick oysters, five, I do not know, six, I forget.
You're going to have to know this. I'm going to keep testing you on this. What would be a good idea for you to have?
Paper and pencil.
Paper and pencil. Therein lies the beginning of wisdom. Now, 7,000 Macedonians in full battle array. Start from 1.
And 1, 2, 3, 4.
Start with 1. 1.
Hen, two ducks, three squawking geese, four Limerick oysters, five, I still don't remember that number, six, I still don't remember that, and 7,000, whatever you said, I'm sorry.
8 brass monkeys from the ancient sacred crypts of Egypt. Start with 1. Do you wish you had a paper and pencil?
No.
Do you think you're going to need one if I keep testing you on that?
Yes.
Then are you going to wish you had a paper and pencil?
Yes.
Yes. So in the future, what are you going to do when you go to a learning situation?
Bring a paper and pencil.
And keep it with
Me.
you. Did you learn anything?
Yes.
Do you appreciate what you just learned?
Yes.
Did you like the way it was taught?
No.
No. Any of the rest of you ever taught in that fashion? Yes. And did you have to express appreciation for it? Yeah. Could you learn something from her example? What are you crying about?
Sorry.
What are you crying about?
My feelings were hurt.
How were your feelings hurt?
Just weird.
Should I feel sorry for her?
I don't expect you to.
Should I feel sorry for her? Some of you are thinking, oh, this is too harsh for this young woman. James Byrd, black man in Texas, dragged to death behind a pickup truck by 3 white males. Matthew Shepard, young man about you're a little younger than you are, had the misfortune to be born gay, beaten with a pistol about the head until they cracked his skull. And then they hung him on a deer fence and left him there overnight. And somebody coming along on a bicycle the next day saw a bunch of clothing hanging on this deer fence, and they went over and started to take the clothing off the deer fence and found a body in the clothing. Now, I'm sorry, but those things happen because we live in a society in which people are allowed to treat those who are different in an ugly way because of their differentness. I cannot shed tears for a young white female in this exercise who knows that this is an exercise, who knows that it's temporary, who knows that she's getting a college credit, 1 hour of credit for being here. I'm sorry. I have to save my sympathy and my empathy for those who go through something much worse than this every day of their lives. And when they complain about it, we say, you took it wrong. Or we say, it wasn't racism. Which sign did you read?
The one that says blue eyes make good secretaries.
You read that once? She thought we didn't hear you.
If I have but one life, let me live it as a brown.
Now, we're making progress here, right? When she read that sign, and you lied to me, 1, 2, 3. You read that sign. And he read this one. You lied to me.
I was unsure.
How many of you think she sounded unsure?
She knew what she was talking about.
She knew what she was talking about. How many of you think she's lying now? How many of you think she was finding excuses for making a mistake before? and was willing to say, he read before me the last time, that's the reason I asked. Did he read before her the last time?
Not at all.
That's why I asked.
What's why you asked?
I was unsure who had gone first.
That isn't
So
what you
I
said
asked
before.
him.
That isn't what you said before. You said he read before you. And you said, yeah, I guess I did. Duh, probably did. I may have. Is this a slow group? Do you know the physical aspects of the listening skills?
I believe not.
Do you?
No.
Do you?
Yes.
Okay, what are they? You're sitting up straight, so you've got one already, right?
You should look at the person who's talking and sit up straight or have open body posture.
Open body posture is crossed legs?
No.
No, no. Aren't you going to be a good listener then? There, now, this is open body posture. Shouldn't your legs be apart if they're open?
Not necessarily.
I did. Hey, I'm here.
Not necessarily because
Bring it on, honey. I'm ready
a
now.
crossed body position.
Now, does that make sense, what you just said?
A crossed body position gives the effect that you are not open to what someone is saying. But when people's body position
Wait a minute, stop. I'm going to make a sign and hold it up in front of you that says, stop when you get too wordy, and you just did. Do you know the physical aspects of listening skills?
Apparently not.
Apparently not. Oh, I don't think you do. You certainly don't have an open body posture. Do you know the physical aspects of the listening skills?
No.
No. Do you?
No, Miss
But
Elliott.
you got a real open body posture, don't you, darling?
I guess
So you can learn, can't you?
I'll try.
You'll try. You might be one of the good ones, right? Now, when your hand is up, it means you're not thinking about what is being said, you're thinking about what you're going to say. You blue-eyed people think that I look angry. You're the only ones who think I look angry. I don't look angry to these brown-eyed people. Perception is everything. White people look vicious and ugly and non-caring and cruel and arrogant and powerful and condescending and angry. Are you angry?
No.
Oh, good for you. You angry?
Trying not.
Trying not to be. Now, does that take a lot of energy?
Yes.
Yes. Are you holding it in?
Yes.
Yes. And are you trying really, really hard not to react to me?
Yes.
Yes. And are you trying really hard not to look at me?
Yes.
Yes. Why?
Because I don't want to make myself more upset.
You don't want to make yourself more upset by looking at me.
Yes.
Right. Does that take a lot of time, a lot of energy?
Yes.
Yes. Is that hard for you?
Yes.
Could you develop an ulcer over this?
No.
If you had to do it every day, what would happen to your blood pressure?
It would rise.
Yeah. If somebody stood over you and you knew it was going to happen every day, or you expected it to happen every day, or it happened when you didn't expect it to, or it happened to your kids every day, after it happened to your mother every day. Now, getting right along, your hand is still up. You still didn't learn anything, did you? Didn't I just say when your hand is up, you are thinking of what you're going to say instead of what's being said? Didn't I just say that?
Yes, you did.
And did you hear that?
Yes, I did.
And did you decide that you were just going to do it your way?
I was.
Wait a minute, you were on a roll there for a minute.
Yes, I did.
Thank you very much.
Yes, I
Now-
did.
Now, since you choose to not listen to others, what do you suppose we're going to do where you're concerned?
Not listen to me.
Thank you very much.
May I
Now,
finish what I was saying,
no,
please?
because you're still thinking of what you're going to say instead of what I'm saying. Now, getting right along.
I heard what you were
Well,
saying.
you're doing
I
it again.
understand what you were
You're
saying.
doing it again.
I don't care.
You're doing it
because
again.
It's wrong.
You're
and you
doing it again.
Persecuted her for standing
You're
out.
doing it again.
Persecuted him for standing out. The only change that ever happens is when people stand out, and I have sat back too.
Martin Luther King Jr. was shot. Are you in any physical danger here? Are you in any physical danger here? Is that girl in any physical danger here? Emmett Till was hanged by his neck after he was beaten almost to death, simply because he made a statement to a white woman. People at this institution...
You've made your point, you're right.
Yeah, thank you very much. What is my point that I've made?
That you can't make generalizations about any place because there's racism everywhere.
That's right. And while it may be... No. You don't come back in here until you've apologized to every person in this room, because you just exercised a freedom that none of these people of color have. When these people of color get tired of racism, they can't just walk out, because there's no place in this country where they aren't going to be exposed to racism. They can't even stay in their own homes and not be exposed to racism if they turn on the television. But you, as a white female, when you get tired of being judged and treated unfairly on the basis of your eye color, you can walk out that door, and you know it won't happen out there. You exercised a freedom they don't have. If you're going to be in here, you're going to apologize to every black person in this room. And do it now. And the
Sorry,
Latinos, every person of color.
There's racism in this country.
Bullshit! No, you're not going to say, I'm sorry there's racism. You're going to apologize for what you just did.
I will not apologize because it is
Out.
not a matter of race always.
Out. Out. Now, is she choosing to leave? Yes. She could apologize and stay.
I won't play the wrong game anymore.
It's not gonna hurt her to apologize.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
What's going on in this room alone? Once she leaves it, that's it. It's over with.
Okay? That ain't gonna hurt her. Is it gonna hurt her?
She, according to her action, it's killing her.
Yes.
Welcome back. This was one of the very, very best experiments I've seen because personally, even as an African, it has taught me something because sometimes African, maybe they may treat black Americans considering or about using the stereotypes they have get, not knowing how black Americans are going through or have gone through for a long time. And some white people may treat black people not knowing what these people feel. Now, this was a very, very good experiment that Jane Elliott did in this class. Now, a lot of people fear to talk about discrimination and racism, and there is some factors that made them fear to talk about discrimination, fear to talk about racism, and one of the things is fear of saying the wrong thing, because a lot of white people worry that they will mess up, say something offensive without meaning to, or use the wrong words, and because conversation about race can be sensitive, they might be scared or called racist or getting judged. But let's listen to this. The best thing to end this is to talk about it. The best thing to end racism is to teach and talk. Teach about the consequences of racism. Teach about the end game of racism. If we shy away from talking about racism, we can never end it, because we will be doing things that are racist, but because we cannot talk about it, we just keep quiet. So we are doing actions and we don't talk about it. So it's better engaging than staying quiet. That's what I believe. It's better engaging on this conversation, better talking about it. And that's why I salute many white professors who have openly condemned racism, and they have talked about it. They teach about it in public, in schools, in their statements. I salute them. And I may mention few professors like John McWhorter. John McWhorter, a linguistic and professor of Columbia University, is known for his critical perspective on contemporary discussion about race. He has authored several books and articles addressing issues related to race and racism, including critiques and certain racism initiative. McWhorter encouraged open dialogue and critical thinking about race-related topics, aiming to bridge divides and foster understanding. There is Professor Claudia Rankin, a professor at Yale University, is acclaimed poet and playwright who addressed themes of race and privilege in her work. Her play, Help, explores white privilege by presenting scenarios where white individuals confront their own biases and complicity in systematic racism. Rankin's work challenges audience to reflect on their own positions within societal structures of power and privilege. We have more. We have Markia Langton, we have Ted Thornhill. All of these are professors. And they have talked about racism openly, they have condemned it openly, and that is the best way. When we talk about it, like Jane Elliott is doing, that's how we'll teach our children. And that's how we'll remove our white children out of this mess. That's how we will remove, we will bridge this two races together. Now, another reason why white people, some of them, they fear to talk about this, they fear to talk about racism, or they don't want to engage, is because of the guilty and shame. And this is what is eating a lot of people in the society, guilty and shame. Because when you learn about things like slavery, segregation, police brutality, systematic racism, it can be really heavy, especially if you start realizing how deeply it's built into society. And if you see this discussion between Jane Elliott and these young women here, you may find that some of them were guilty because what they perceived, they thought they are the best. And when the table turns the other way, they can feel the pain. Because you just tell me, you as a black man or you as a human being, you are somewhere in a grocery store, you are picking your groceries or you are picking your clothes in a clothesline, and someone is standing behind you like this, following you. And not because he or she is bodyguarding you, but because he is seeing you as a thief because of your skin color. Imagine you are somewhere in a bus or in a restaurant. You are a black person sitting somewhere. You as a white. Just imagine this. And then some set of people come and they don't want to see where you are. Or when you enter, they go away. How will you feel? Just take example, all of you, you are black people, or all of you, you are white, people of the same color. And you have something maybe in your cloth. Dirty. So when you pass somewhere, people, they close their nose or they run away from you and they don't tell you what is really, really wrong. How will you feel? And that's what is happening in this video. That's how these young ladies have felt. And that's why one of them, they're crying because the weight, the guilty, the shame is too much. So some of white people in society, they feel guilty talking about white privilege because they are still using white privilege, because they are still benefiting from white privilege. So that means if I talk about white privilege, that means I must end the privilege. Why do you want me to stop enjoying the bitterness of white privilege, the sweetness? Every morning I'm having milk and honey. Then you want me to stop it because no. So that is one of how people, they are ashamed, and they feel guilty talking about police brutality because these police who are doing this shame act, they are white. So I cannot talk against my own. Those who are segregating people are my fathers, mothers, my brothers and cousins. I can't talk against them. So it is heavy for them to talk about it. And some white people feel guilty, like, I didn't do this, but somehow they are benefiting from it. Yes, you did not do it, but you are benefiting from it. All your earnings, the house you are living, the benefit, the wage you are getting higher than others, the quality job you have got without qualified, it's because of that privilege. So if you condemn it, you must show us by example, by ending it, by saying no to this, by saying no to inequalities. But who want that? Everyone wants this inequality. So that's why they don't talk about guilty and shame. I know all of you knows this. A foundational black Americans, you know about this. And some Africans who don't know about this, I think this is for you. So if someone grows up in a mostly white town with little exposure to diversity or obvious racial issues, they might think racism isn't a problem anymore. So when they hear stories about discrimination, it challenges their worldview. And that's why Jane Elliott made this experiment. And you can see that a lot of students here, they were agreeing about it. They did not understand about what's going on. So race conversation sometimes can get intense because people get emotional, like what's happening in this video. And some folks don't like the conflict or the argument, so they avoid it. But that's not the way forward. The way forward is not avoiding the conversation. Now let's be real here. Being called racist is one of the worst things that someone can be called today. So some white people try to stay far away from these discussions, because they might think if I admit, for example, if I admit I don't know much about racism, people will speak or they will think I'm racist. So it is hard. I get it. Now, in this video, it's about Jane Elliott, and he's a white scholar. And the day Martin Luther King was assassinated in 1968, she wanted to help her third grade students understand how racism feels, not just intellectual, but emotionally. So she divided her all-white class by eye color. On day one, she told the class of blue-eyed people they were better, smarter, cleaner, more deserving. And the brown eyes kid were told they were lazy, dumb, messy, and not to be trusted. So she gave these white students the privilege, and it was so sweet. And so the other day, the table turns, and the reason why the lady is crying, that girl is crying, is because she thinks I was treated unfairly and hurt deeply, especially because it was coming from Jane Elliott, who is her teacher, the one she trusted so much. So the girl, what happened? The girl was stamped as inferior. She was taken down, excluded, punished, even though she didn't do anything wrong. So Jane Elliott was really in this class, and this girl feels so much frustrated, and that's what black people are going through each and every day. I don't know if I've gave you the right story, what was going on, but I'm sorry if I'm wrong. Tell me in the comment section. Now, the girl cried out of frustration and sadness because she was experiencing something completely, and I read comments that this girl was just crying on a few hours of teaching, and she knew very well it's practical. She knew very well it is some education going on here, but she felt it, and that's what black people have been going through for decades. How this lady feel, the tears, the cry, the loneliness, is how black people always feel all the time, and they have been feeling this for a number of decades. And Jane Elliott believed that you can't just tell kids racism is bad without them knowing. You have to help them experience it. Even if you are white, you have to experience racism, experience discrimination, experience being excluded, so that you can understand. I get it. Back then, some teachers, parents, they were upset, but as students often said it changed them for life. This was a game changing, because these children, they understood it perfectly. The blue-eyed children, they understood perfectly how racism works, because, so for you to understand someone better, you need to be on their shoes. If you are not on their shoes, you will not understand them. And that's why a lot of black Americans tell Africans that we do not understand them, because we have never been in their shoes. I get that text too in my comment section, maybe in my email, that you are talking, but you don't understand our pain. But yes, I've not understand your pain because I've never been in that shoes. But from the history and what we learn and everything, and have black American friends, I want to put myself in your shoes. I want to feel that love with you. I want to feel it, because if I am upward mentally, okay, it's very easy for me to feel what you are going through, And whatever we are doing here each and every time, it's about education. Because when I'm doing these videos, most of my Africans are watching, and I'm educating them too. So, and black Americans who are here, I have youths, black American, watching, and they find it so the video so good, so educative, and that's why I do these videos, And for this clip I've just watched, or we have just watched of Jane Elliott, personally, it opened my eyes. Like if you are in a shoe of someone, you will understand them better, and you will feel the pain, and even it will be more for you to endure it. It may kill you. Some of these things that black people are going through, if you an African, you are put somewhere and people are segregating you, they are discriminating you, they are saying racist words on you, you're gonna die now. Because you are not familiar with that. You are always in a place where all of you are the same people of color, and all of you speak one language. They call you brother. No one is against you. No one is saying bad words to you. Because take an example. If you're an African, take an example. Somewhere in your country, there in Swaziland or Eswatini, Ghana, Central Africa, Congo, maybe let's use Somalia, where there is a mixture of brown skin Somalis and black Somalis. And if you're black Somalis, then a group of brown skin Somalis start calling you, saying you are so black. How will you feel? Now, just come in Kenya. We have some people who are brown skin and we have us who are dark skin. So if back then in school, if someone tells you you are black as charcoal, you are black as tire, you are black as tarmac road, there is somehow you feel because that is coming from your brother, the one you trusted. Maybe it's coming from your own teacher. Sometimes it's coming from your mother telling you you are as black as your dad. All of you are stupid. You know, how do you feel? Coming it from someone you trust. That's how black Americans feel each and every time. And we are understanding that. We understand that. So at the end of the day, what we are trying to learn from this video is that Africans or black people at large, we should not be easy to condemn or to call out black Americans, and we have never been in their shoes. The white people who are watching this video, we should not be easy to say racist word, to discriminate black people, and we cannot handle that ourselves. You know, if you have never come across a racist situation, then don't say racism is good. If you are white, you are watching, and you have these racial ideas, please just don't do it. Think of yourself if one day it is yourself. Think of it if one day black people become superior and they start discriminating white people, saying, hey, why are you like this? Why is your skin like this? How will you feel? So that's how we need to feel. That's how we need to live to make our world a better place. You know? You understand what I'm saying? Black Americans have gone through a lot since 1916 or 1619, and they have been fighting this for so long. If you are a white anywhere in the world and you feel it's okay talking about racism, you feel it's okay discussing this racism with your children, teaching them, it's okay. Don't feel offended to talk about it. Don't feel offended to accept that there is racism in the society and we need to end it. Because the more you educate people, the more you talk about it about us white people, the more we start acknowledging as black people. Sometimes we will say, oh, this white is doing a great job. Like Jane Elliott, a lot of black people love her because of because of her empathy, her stance towards black people. Okay? So, tell me what you think about this video. I personally think it was a good video. Maybe you have come across it. Yeah. It's good to continue learning day after day, and this is a video that happened back then, and I found it educative even up to now, because we have generation who are born now, Gen Z, Gen Alpha, they want to learn this, and that's why maybe we'll go back to the archives and bring back what is for us, because the current generation, they don't teach us about these things. Let us agree, they don't. Yeah, they want to live large, go to Diani, Miami, Sunny Bani. Till next episode, peace out.